I worked for a toxic company, and here's why I think you shouldn't. I'm going to talk about everything that happened in the last year that I was there, because I feel like for me, that's when I really, really started seeing everything for what it really was. Because remember, when you are in the lower levels, your managers are black, everyone around you is black. The stories about how horrible the W people are, like in other departments, that's what you hear from other people who have been there, or other people who have been told these stories. So you don't see it directly happening to you. I work my way up to the top. There is this department that is a dream department if you work there. You see, if you go and you work at that department, you've made it. There's endless money to be made when you get to that department. Now, it's not just black people working in that department. There's other like different races. And the treatment. The treatment. When I catch that woman who was our manager. When you work in a call center, you have leads. I don't call you out of the blue. I will never call you without like your number. I can never make your number up in my head and call you. So you get the information that you're supposed to use to like work, right? And you would find that some people are constantly getting information that would lead them to finish early and go home early. For a very long time, when I would sit with other people and we would talk and they would tell you about the reality of working in said department and the leads and the information and all of that, you would just be like, guys, leads are leads. Maybe you're just unlucky on that day. Then they're like, no, they know when a lead is a good lead. You can like figure it out. Some people told me that you can actually figure out if a lead is a good lead, and those good leads will constantly be given to the faves. This woman, that me and her had, that little tiff in first year with the leave, it was like she was following me in like all the departments that I was in. And whenever there was a time that I needed help, she would find a way to just make my life difficult. That's how I can put it right now. A month after I got my car, I got into like a mini accident. I had a problem with like my bumper, so I couldn't use my car. And it was on the month that I was supposed to move into my new apartment, so it was a nightmare. So I called my primary manager and I'm like, listen, I got into like a little car accident, and right now I don't have a car and I'm moving. I am very much stressed, right? I'm very stressed, and I don't know what I'm going to do because I have to move. So can I get some time off? I think I said 2 days or something like that, to kind of figure my life around, because I had a car. I didn't think of, maybe I might not have a car at some point, so I should find a place that is closer to public transport and all of that. So she's like, I'm going to speak to the senior manager and I'm going to get back to you. She gets back to me. No, I didn't ask for 2 days. I remember I asked to work from home, because sometimes you could ask to work from home, work remotely, and you fetch the equipment and you go work from home. So I remember I had asked her to work from home for, I don't know, a week or a month until I figure out my life, because right now my life, and I told her that I am able to work. It's just that I feel like if I have to come to work, it's going to be a nightmare and I can't do that right now. She's like, let me get back to you. I'll talk to the senior manager. She sends a voice note via WhatsApp. She's like, hey, so I just spoke to the senior manager. She said, unfortunately, we can't do that because your primary address of work is this address and you have to be at work. So I'll see you at work tomorrow. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm used to this. Sometimes I ask for stuff and I'm just told no. So I know it's just this long, generationally long beef. I obviously show up to work the following day. As I'm walking in, a W girl that's working with me in my department, she is carrying her equipment out. And I'm like, how? You're going home. I obviously ask, what happened? They're like, she had a problem with the car and she asked to work from home, and they said yes. And I was like, this is literally something that I asked for yesterday. How did I not get it? And now, remember, because I'm working with people who are, like seasoned in this department. They're like, don't say anything. Work, keep your head down, continue with your life. And I'm like, no, like, what do you mean? I want to know why I was not allowed to work from home, because it's not like this thing is new. They were like, don't say anything, close your mouth, end the day, go back home, forget about it. And she started working from home. Literally, I was told yesterday that no, you can't. And then following day, she was told you can work from home. And that's when it started dawning on me that, I think I'm beefing with someone here. There's something wrong, Sometimes you would work so hard, your stats are popping, you look at your payslip, the payslip doesn't match your work, you can't speak up for yourself. I think the last straw for me was just before I came to America. When I catch everyone who didn't give me my money on that day. They literally ruined my birthday for me last year. When I joined the department, they had like a stokvel for like birthdays. We would pour in some money for everyone's birthday. So you get, I think it was 1,000 rands, 1,002 from everyone on your birthday. So it's basically like you are saving 1,002 for yourself for your birthday when you give them to others over the months. I just remembered something. Then there is something that is called gifting your superiors in the company. And we would be threatened into paying money just to say happy birthday to the founder of the company or the directors. And it's like, dude, I don't have money. I work so hard for this money. They'd be like, you have to thank them that you have this job. Why? You need to thank them that you have this job. When they threaten you, they will tell you, you will never find a job this easy ever again. Or you should be thankful that you have a job. So many people don't have a job. And now you're forced to think about your life. If you ever lose your job, back to the people that did me dirty. My birthday is in Jan. The white lady that I spoke about, that me and her, our cars broke down at some point and she got to go home and work from home and I didn't. We are both born in the same month and her birthday is a few days before mine in Jan. I pay for people. In December, they're like, we're going to change the whole thing. Now you need to start buying the person whose birthday is in that month. You have to buy them something for 200 and gift it to them. She said for 2023, that's what we're going to be doing. Then I remember I mentioned in the group, I was like, you can do it after my turn because I still haven't gotten my turn. We had already passed my birthday when I joined the whole thing. I was ignored. People read my message and they didn't say anything. Come Jan, I came in and I found, was it chocolates? It was chocolates and some cheap non-alcoholic wine. Who said I don't drink? And then at some point, I think she brought in cake and they were like, oh, happy birthday. Because as I did say, I take the whole week off on my birthday. Actually, the Friday that I left, the first week, the Friday that I left, I had shared on, was it a Monday or Tuesday? I had already shared that I'm leaving the company. So then they did the whole thing. And then now I obviously don't work there the following week when it's my birthday. So I ask, guys, where is my? Then everyone is like, but you got the 200 thing. And I was like, no, I'm waiting for my money. I never got the money. When I started this whole thing, I've paid for everyone here. I never got my money. and she removed me from the group without responding to me. I wrote her a paragraph. I was like, I don't appreciate that the one whose birthday was on the 5th, she got the money and I don't. My birthday is literally a few days later. I'm supposed to be the last one on the list before you officially start with the whole 200 gifting thing, you know? And she ignored me. They ruined my birthday because you're supposed to get the money on your birthday in the morning so that you can go and enjoy your money. And I had made plans with the money. Whatever I had at that point, I used it for something else because I knew that I have this 1,002 that is going to be coming in on my birthday. So that's what I'm going to spend on myself. And they literally ghosted me. There were only a few people who were like, I'll send the money, give me your banking details, I'll send my part to you because I know you've given me money on my birthday. There was just a whole lot of other things that would just happen within the company that would just be so unfair. The favoritism from time to time, it would just be so clear. And once you clock what's happening, then you would be gaslit and then they would have to find a way to like get rid of you. Ooh, nasty, nasty, nasty business. They would all of a sudden come say you have fraudulent calls out of the blue. There's a call from 1998 that you made. It was actually fraudulent. And you're like, but why didn't you tell me at that time? Then they would say, we are suspending you pending investigation. And most people would just take that as a sign and just resign and continue with their lives and just leave. So that's what happened. Basically, did I tell you about my warning? I don't think I did. At some point, I got a warning. And I don't remember what it was for. I think I had spoken to a customer and then they said I was rude to her. Now, after all of this, I'm just saying this to say, I don't think you should stay in a company that has a very toxic work environment because it's just never going to, how do I put this? It's never good for your mental health. It's never good for your emotional health. It's never good for your physical health. There's people that I've spoken to who have been in like toxic workspaces who have mentioned that they at some point had to take meds. You'd be so stressed and you would have an anxiety attack and now you have to take meds. Because of that company, I vowed to myself that I would never in my life ever again work a 9 to 5 because it's just not for me. So if you ever see me working at a 9 to 5, ask me if everything is okay. Ask me if I should blink. If I'm in danger, ask me. Blink twice if you need help. Because also, it might be my twin. Maybe my twin is the one who's working the 9 to 5 because it definitely wouldn't be me. Here's what I will say. Because obviously, I know there's someone who's going to say, but what if I don't have the resources to leave? I didn't have the resources to leave. If you know that you want to leave, for example, if you are like me, let's put it like that so that it makes sense to someone else out there who's like me. If you're like me and you don't have a support system, it's not that I don't have a support system, but the people that I consider my support system, had I left at any given point in time and just been like, I'm actually done, they were not going to be able to support me because they also have their own things. I'm just thoughtful like that. I can let you help me if really, really, really something happens. Maybe I'm fired. There's no way I have to get help. Then I can allow you. But if it's my own doing and I'm choosing to leave, I can't leave without a plan because I don't like being a burden, first of all. Like just being a burden to someone And I don't like that, and I understand you have to allow people to help you and all of that shit. I get that. But sometimes it's just difficult to not have a job and have someone like actively take care of you and put your like everything, your responsibilities onto someone else. It's very difficult. It would be very difficult for me. If you're like me, you don't have a support system, meaning you don't have parents, because I feel like with parents, it's guaranteed. I know for some people, they will say, oh my goodness, my parents and I are beefing. I understand some things are true in this world. But if you don't have parents like me, they are dead. There's no way for them to help me. Once you realize that, okay, I think this is bad, start saving. Start saving. Start minimizing your spending. Start cutting corners. Start saving. I think an amount that is like safe is an amount that is going to keep you afloat for like 6 to 12 months, because it's very tricky. Also, there was a lot of conditioning that was being done within the company. You would start believing that shit, if I leave, I'm never going to find a job. Because they keep telling you that you should be very grateful that you have a job right now. This is the easiest job that you'll ever have. Some people don't have jobs today. Then you start believing that kind of shit that they keep telling you. So if you ever find yourself in that situation and you don't want to be there anymore, if you can't do it immediately, I'm so jealous of the people who just be there for a week and be like, this is not for me, and leave. Because there was a point where I asked someone, why are you leaving? She was like, they love me at home. I am loved at home. I'm not going to take shit from someone else's child. I will find another job, but for now I'm going to go back home. If you don't have that option and you can't leave immediately, once you've seen the red flags, then start saving. Try to find another job while you're still there, because obviously you can't quit and say you'll find a job, because what if you don't in the time frame that you think you would have found a job? This thing is very complicated, because sometimes you find that holding on to this place instead of like leaving and getting another job, that's what's holding you back from getting the job that you're supposed to get after you leave the place. So it's very tricky to say leave and then you might find another job in like a few weeks or like a few months. There's people who have left and gotten a job the next week or the next day or the next month, you know. But just to be safe, this is the safest. I'm very good at finding safe options. The safest option, if you ever find yourself in such a situation, start working towards saving for your downtime. Save 6 to 12 months. Put all of your expenses in order. Cut out anything that needs to be cut out and leave. Because I promise you, staying and thugging it out is never a great option. As I said, the money was good for me. Very, very good. But it got to a point where you're not even enjoying the money. You're not happy. If you have other options, you can leave a comment down below. Let me know if you've ever been in a toxic environment. Let me know if you managed to get out. Let me know how it worked out. Let me know if you cussed people out. As my closing statement, what I'm going to leave you with is I worked in a toxic, chaotic environment. I don't think you should do it. I've already highlighted the reasons why you should do it just by telling you what happened to me. And let me tell you, my anxiety disappeared as soon as I landed in America. Disappeared. No stress. I gained so much weight. For your mental health, please don't stay in a chaotic environment. I'm not saying leave, like just quit your job. No. I'm saying prep for it. If you need to find another job while you're still there, it's just that I feel like if you are stressed and you're trying to find a job while you're being stressed by your current job, it almost always never happens. So If you can, get another job while you're still working there so that you can leave with something already in your hands. But if you can't, then start saving for your downtime. That's literally the only thing that's going to save you. And if you have a home, a loving home that you can go back to, and you know that there's people who would never turn on you, i.e., your mom or your grandmother. I don't really care about dads because I don't have one. I don't have the experience. But with your mom and your grandmother, I know they will hold you down. So if you have those two people in your life, then I would say leave. The next job will find you. I promise you. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. If this video resonated with you, leave a comment down below. Feel free to give it a like, and I will see you on my next one. Happy Vlogmas.